Hey, we're back again. You know what? The Coon Prairie Ramblers were still in the house. They won't let us out because we're doing so good here.
Stuck in the middle with you. And it's time for that notorious segment known as the F-Bomb, boys and girls. So y'all take cover because here she comes. Mercy,
Yeah.
mercy, mercy,
Yeah.
mercy. The F-Bomb this week, we're going to have it kind of Halloween related since it's Halloween weekend. You'll be hearing this. Halloween. If you had been scared to death, say, or scared enough to have a heart attack or scared enough to wet your britches or whatever, and you had to relate the time that happened, what age were you and what happened to terrify you to that point, if you had to relate that.
You made me think of something.
Uh-oh.
I hope it's
If
scary.
you had a hot dog for Halloween,
If
would it be a Halloweenie?
A Halloween, the Brew Crew had a Halloween roast one time.
Yeah.
We sure
So
did.
anyhow, back to the question.
That was really scary, though, you know?
Back to the question at hand. If you had to relate.
You been scared?
Well, when I was stationed in Blytheville, Arkansas, in the Air Force back in 1974.
Hey, and let me ask you one question before you go on.
Okay.
Does this have anything to do with dueling banjos?
No.
Okay.
No. I was going looking for some. I was going to take a car trip. I had a weekend or a couple of days. I was going to had a Mustang. I was going to take a car trip across the northern part of Arcadia. Arkansas. And just visit the countryside. But you know what? Back in those days, we had seat belts in our cars, but there were no laws saying that you had to use them.
No.
So, and they were just lap belts.
Just a good idea.
You want to live or do you want to die? Your
so
choice.
I was going to take this trip across northern Arkansas, and I think, you know what? I've never used these seat belts. I think I'm going to be on the road all day. I'm going to
take a walk on the wild side.
Put this seat belt on. Well, you know what? I no sooner got that seat belt on, and I came upon this curb, and I spun out in the curb and went through a barbed wire fence and ended up in some farmer's field. And I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, it was all because, I was scared. Hey, this is scary, you know.
Yeah.
I thought that's the worst, almost the worst. Well, up to that point, it was the worst record I ever had. I mean, I spun, it was like Dukes of Hazzard, man.
Wow.
And I spun, and I'm thinking, I'm taking this seatbelt. This seatbelt caused me to
didn't get hurt.
wreck. No.
You plowed up part of the guy's back.
Did you soil yourself?
Huh?
Did you soil yourself?
Not to that point. No.
Pretty scary, huh?
Yeah, it was scary.
Wow.
Now, I'm sure there's more scarier things than that, but
there's a difference between being scared and being scared.
Yeah.
You get scared down south.
That was a momentary scare. You know, you look around thinking, hey, I'm not dead. I'm okay. And the car is
noticed,
upright.
Mel used the term barbed wire.
Instead of barbed wire?
Yeah.
B-O-B,
we call it
barbed
barbed wire.
Barbed wire?
That's what we say down here, barbed wire.
Barbed wire.
Barbed wire.
Well, who made it, Bob or Barb?
It's barbed
They were
wire,
married,
but
married to each other.
We just don't call it
Bob
barbed.
and Barb were married.
So
and
Barbara
they
made it.
Barb
and Bob put it up.
wire. Barb wire.
And so, did you have to get towed away? And did you have to go to the
I was
hospital or
able to
anything?
pull up there, but I swore I was never going to use a seatbelt again.
But you have since then.
Oh,
used
yeah. Oh, yeah.
To avoid
Because they made
tickets.
laws about it, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Click it or ticket.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that
if there was
highway
no
patrolman,
law,
he'll look in your car and he'll say, "You ain't got no seatbelt on."
if it were not against the law, would you wear them? I mean, if it were,
I would probably
if it were
not wear
optional.
them.
I have to remember to
If it
put
was-
mine on sometime.
If it was
I
optional,
don't.
I would.
I'm going to tell you, when I get in the car,
Yeah,
I put it on.
yeah.
Front seat,
If it
back
was-
seat, passenger, driver.
Even if it was optional.
If I was riding on the hood in a rocking chair,
Yeah.
I would have on my seatbelt.
Well, if I was riding on a hood with a rocking chair, I'd have it on too.
You remember that old song on the commercial back in the 60s? Buckle up for safety.
Safety, buckle up.
Well, the guy that wrote that just died a couple
Buckle
weeks
up
ago, so
for
it's kind of
safety.
timely.
Show the world you care by the belt you wear.
Buckle up for
For
safety,
safety, buckle.
everybody. Buckle up.
Yeah.
Cha-cha-cha.
What else did he write?
You had to ask me that, but it was several things.
Yeah,
and I'm
I know.
like, well, really? He wrote
Yeah.
that? He wrote this? He wrote
It
that?
wasn't Oscar Mayer, was it? It wasn't. I wish I were an Oscar
I don't remember.
Mayer
There was
wiener.
a couple other very
Sad
famous.
as bud. I think it was.
Might have been.
What a turnaround of events.
It was Baloney Day.
Baloney
On top of-
Day,
and Halloween.
Scared to death day.
It was meant
Man
to be.
scared because he's got his seatbelt on.
It
and
was meant to
Lou
be.
started singing a song about seatbelts, and the guy that wrote it died. And it's the same guy that wrote it, Oscar Mayer.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and several other
That's
commercials.
full circle.
Yeah,
That's some sort of special thing.
that's weird.
It is weird. I think there's some message here. We just hadn't put it all together yet. But I think there's something here
Age
for
of
us.
Aquarius or something.
Yeah.
The worst I ever got scared, I was about 10 or 11. We lived out in Louisiana, out there in New Orleans, and I was going to set up and watch a horror movie.
Oh,
And my parents said, "No, you don't do that. You're going to get scared." No, I'm good. I'm 10, I'm 11, whatever I was. I'll be all right. And all right, we're going to go to bed now. We're going to leave you up with it. So I'm watching a rerun of a late 1950s movie.
Oh, they were the worst.
I was a teenage werewolf starring
Oh,
Michael
Michael
Landon.
Landon.
Before he was famous. He was the
Yeah.
young werewolf or whatever. And I tell you what, I'm sitting there watching it, had all the lights out, made it spooky. It's in black and white. And there was a little breeze that night. And we had a screen door on the front.
oh.
And then it had come
It
open.
started rattling.
And I didn't know. No, I didn't hear nothing. It just, you know how it swings open a little
Yeah.
bit, then it goes back and forth. You don't hear it. You don't see it for a long time. And it gets wider and wider and wider. Anyway, it's kind of breezy that night. So anyway, I'm sitting there watching the movie, not knowing the screen door is doing that. And it got right to the scary part. There's a scene, and I was a teenage werewolf, where he shows up at the gymnasium in broad daylight. I don't understand that because werewolves only came out at night. He went to the gymnasium. There's a girl hanging upside down on these parallel bars, and they show her view of him upside down. He turns into a werewolf, and he's got on his Letterman jacket, and he kills her in the gym. Then he runs away. Okay, the scene it was showing was the werewolf was on the far side of a field running towards the camera. It was one of those old-timey tricks where you run right into the camera until the picture goes black, and he's coming to get closer and closer and closer and closer. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. When his face got that camera, that's when that screen door went wham and slammed shut right then. Now, my parents were asleep down the hall, about 30 feet down the hall, with the door shut. If I touched the floor twice running down that third, I would be surprised. I was like, boink, boink, boom, I exploded through the door. Terrified them. They were treading there for about 5 seconds. They jumped up out the bed. And I couldn't even talk. All I could do was point down the hall. "Ooh." And I don't think I watched the rest of the movie or whatever. But anyway, that's the time I was scared the most in my entire life. I don't remember if I wet my pajamas or not, but I may
You
have.
probably did.
I
A little
may
bit
have.
leaked a little bit.
It was scary. All right, how about you?
Well, I have been scared to death several times, half to death. And I think back on them, like I told you earlier, at the time I wasn't really scared.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably was. And I mean, I know my heart was probably beating in the rhythm, but I wasn't scared till afterwards. And I looked back on it and thought, wow, that was close, you know? But instead of that, if you don't mind, if you'll indulge me,
Indulge you.
let me tell you about when we scare. We love to scare people as a family. Or it's a family tradition.
Family
We will go
tradition.
out of our way just to scare the mud out of you. I mean, I don't mean just kind of make you startled. I mean, we'll go out of our way to just,
Do it right.
yeah, we'll plan it and scheme and do
Oh, my
anything we
goodness.
can to do it. But anyhow, one night we sat at the house, got nothing else to do, and this is way before the killer clown craze of today. Mm-hmm. And this was probably 30-something years ago. So I call Ronnie Allen on the phone. Oh, my gosh, I better hurry up. And tell him that we're going to come by with a scary mask on, clown mask, and Justin's going to try to scare his wife, Debbie.
Oh, boy.
So told him to do something. So he goes to the bathroom and locks himself in there. And Justin walks up and knocks on the door. Well, instead of Debbie coming to the door, she sends her son, Jared, which is only about 2 or 3 years old at the time,
no.
to the back door. And Justin's leaning down, and whenever Jared comes to the back door and throws the door open, here's a killer clown leaning down at him. And Justin realizes, and Jared just screams, and Justin wants to
Calm him down.
calm him down. And he reaches for Jared.
But that ain't the right thing to do.
And he takes off running and runs back into the house. And his mother's sitting in the bedroom, and it's a kind of a drop down to the bedroom from the hallway. And he jumped from the bedroom hallway, the hallway, into the bedroom, cleared it all the way to the bed, and ended up in her arms. And I'm telling you, I would imagine he had nightmares to this day about that. But we got to go.
We're gone.